I want to first off and foremost say thank you guys for joining me this rising, rich and divine risings, all that good stuff. I'm just happy to have you guys here in alignment with your girl. So today we're going to talk about, well, this is the okay, so now you're a Starseed. What's next series? And this is day 259. I finally actually went back and edited and realized that we were a few days ahead. So today is the actual 259th day of the year. So with that being said, um, your girl is excited. Why am I excited? I'm excited because, well, dun, 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 my apartment is on the way. We are now in the weekdays, so I should be hearing back from one of these agencies, one of these people, as far as what's going to happen with my voucher, where I'm going. I have an idea of what neighborhood I'm going to, but no more sleeping in the car. All praise is due to the Most High. Okay. So when it comes to okay, so now you're a Starseed. Um, Today's episode, I want to talk about how sometimes we lose everything so that we can receive everything. So with my first apartment, I worked a job. I was doing security, and COVID happened, and I ended up getting $10,000 to, well, pretty much for unemployment, right? So I used that money to purchase my furniture, save, of course, and have money to the side for rent for my apartment if anything should happen to me. Now I went back to security. I started working a security job again, and I was also still doing hair on the side. I took all my hair salon stuff, and I took all my hair salon stuff, and I put it in my what was supposed to be the dining room area. I put flooring down and everything. Like I made it look like a whole actual salon in my house. And it was just an amazing experience to be able to, show people that you can be an entrepreneur, you can work for yourself and still be a law-abiding citizen, paying your taxes, doing everything that you're supposed to do, and still work for yourself and have some sense of independence from, the average Joe in the world, right? So with all things said, um, I lost everything. I lived there for 5 years. I had my own business for 5 years. Everything was great for 5 years. I ended up losing everything, and it wasn't because of me being, excuse me, it wasn't because of me being, I don't believe I was in my ego back then, right? I don't believe I was. Someone might have thought that because of the fact that I was just proud of the fact that I had my own apartment at the time. I was really proud that I had completely furnished it. Like, it was weird when I first moved in. My son's father, he tried to say something along the lines of, oh yeah, with that empty ass apartment when I first moved. And I just looked at the phone like, no, nothing about my apartment's empty, actually. Like, what? I guess he thought that I was going to be moving in with nothing. I don't know why he thought that. But I guess because I lived with my grandmother for so long, he thought I was unmotivated. He thought I was lazy. He thought all these things, not realizing, like, during COVID, they were sending us $940 something a week, and I was not spending my money on anything because I sat in the house. But even before COVID, I was always a homebody. I never was the girl who wanted to be outside. I would only go outside to be with him. And I think a lot of the men that I date, let me clarify this. A lot of the men that I date, they believe that I like to be outside. They believe that because of the fact that I've danced before, or the fact that I, might know certain things when it comes to pleasuring or pleasing them, that I'm just outside and I'm out there. And it's like, nah, I really never was the girl that liked to be outside. Like, when the boys were outside playing basketball, I was a basketball manager, I was a football manager, and that's why I was wavy and vibey. But when it came to, like, on the weekends, if we weren't going somewhere, like, as a group, like, okay, me and the boys are going ice skating, but I'm not screwing anybody while we're ice skating. Like, we're ice skating, you know? I was always just a boy's boy because I was raised by my mother and my grandmother, and my two brothers and my two sisters were with me. But it's just like, I guess since my father wasn't around during that period of time, it kind of made me want to be around masculine energy, not necessarily for the lust of it, but just for the sense of masculine. It was just a balance, you got to balance out the energies that you're around. If I'm around four women every day, to be around four dudes from the basketball team shouldn't be a biggie, right? But people, oh my God, you were doing this, and not that that matters. The point is, um, I've always been a guy's girl. And I'm not man or male serving, but I just feel more comfortable with masculine energy because it's something that, you always want what you don't have. I've always been around women so much, it just feels like women are draining. Women are always taking, taking, taking. But I'm now realizing in hindsight, as I've matured, that it's quite the opposite, that we do pour into men as they do. I think it goes both ways now that I'm grown, right? It's balance. So when it comes to the whole entire me losing everything, I feel like when you are becoming a starseed, you go through a period where you lose everything. You're going to lose everything because of the fact that you need to refine or rediscover or repurpose your understanding of yourself. So me, when I first moved out and I moved to my apartment, I had that $10,000 saved up from COVID. I'm thinking like, okay, everything's good. Like, okay, my baby daddy, like, but I never was like, yeah. And that's why I got furniture and you don't. Or like, I never had that energy about myself. So I couldn't understand why after 5 years I ended up losing everything. I felt so triggered. I felt so like I'm attacked. Like, why did my family do this to me? They did. Not realizing mentally I had to let go of that apartment because the first day I moved in there, he had walked in there, my son's father. And when he did that, he made a connection with every single one of my neighbors. Like I wasn't spiritually aware back then, but he made a connection with all of them to pretty much be like, yeah, y'all got to agree to keep her down low here, keep her this way, because this is what she is and she's my wife and this. Like, and now that I look back in hindsight and realize that that's what he was doing when he was sitting in my house for like 3 hours. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, because when I gave him my address, I just simply gave him the location. My son saw him outside and was like, ooh, bring my dad upstairs. And he brought his dad upstairs and into my apartment. And that's when he saw my couches, his son's bed, my table, my dining room table. Like, that I really didn't move into an empty apartment. That I had my salon chair in there. Like, he really saw that I was about to be doing my own thing. And I guess he might have felt kind of jaded because he had moved on to another relationship. Not that that matters, but she actually had called right when he started, like right when he got comfortable. I'm like, but again, I wasn't spiritually in tune like that back then. So, I was always vibey, but I never understood that I was vibey. Like, it was never my intention behind the vibes. What's up, everyone? Rich and Divine Risings. So it wasn't my intention behind those vibes to be like that. So again, when you're going through these phases and becoming a starseed or evolving, you're going to start losing things. And when you start to lose these things, it's kind of the best thing that happens to you because, again, I'm in that apartment for 5 years underneath this man's thumb, not realizing the whole neighborhood's job is to keep me low. The whole entire community's job is to keep me at a lower frequency where he feels like he has power and control over me. But somehow, some way, I was able to get out of that, right? I was able to evolve and get past that, and I started to public speak. I started to speak about my herpes. I started to speak about everything under the sun that you can imagine. And I started to grow. I started going viral on the internet. Like, my videos were going like 25K, 1 million viral, 1.5 million viral, 300 and something thousand. Like, I really was doing my thing. And it was because he was not attached to my energy. And it made me realize, like, oh my God, he was draining me. So then there was a point where after all of this had happened, like, because when I first moved in, he came over, he got my son, they went out, it was my birthday, I enjoyed myself. But then moving past that, I kept going forward with the whole entire process of evolving. And I just sat in my closet one day and I was like, you know what, I think the reason that all this happened was because I had to evolve. And like, I'm no longer mad at the girl for taking him from me. Like, I usually be like, oh my God, that bitch stole my man. I finally had to sit in that room and be like, hold on. I was literally in my closet. You know what they say, have a prayer closet? I never had a prayer closet before, but it's my first time I had my own walk-in closet. What's up, Lilith? This is my first time I had my own walk-in closet. And when I had this walk-in closet, I just sat in the closet for some time. And I was like, this girl came along to save me from him. He was the one draining my abundance, my energy. Like, I used to have really bad skin when I talked to him. Every time he would come home from prison, my skin would be so broken out. It would be like, I look like a chocolate chip cookie. Like, I got a picture of me where I have so many blackhead marks and so many pimple marks all over my face. I started wearing makeup to work just to cover up how much shit was on my face. It looked so bad. And this is not to speak down on him because he had his trauma, he had his things that he was going through. But when a man is not ready to make someone's life better with his presence, he doesn't deserve to be in a person's life. And same goes for a woman. If you can't make a man's life better, you don't deserve to be in someone's life. So when you're evolving into a starseed, it's the understanding that, okay, I'm supposed to help somebody else shine even brighter. What can I pour into them? It can't just be, okay, well, you don't pour into me, you don't pour into me. But it's like, well, what are you pouring back into me? Because then now it becomes a pulley, a tug of war of like, well, you didn't pour into me, well, you didn't pour into me, well, you didn't pour into me, well, you didn't pour into me. It's like, okay, baby, 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 baby. It's not that deep. But it is that deep. Because your goal with the relationship is to be able to pour in. So back to losing everything. So when I moved into the apartment, he was there, and I had that conversation after he left, because he tried to get a little frisky dingo with me the first day he was there, but like right before she had called me, oh, and I made this smart remark. I don't know what called over my spirit to say this, but I said, oh, what's your probation officer calling you? And he looked at me, he said, what? I said, what's your probation officer calling you? It's time for you to go home. I don't know what made me say that. Something came over me. Don't know what it is. I just said it. So I go in the closet a few days later. I'm like, oh, she came to save me from him. She came to make my life easier so that I could heal, because I didn't have an identity outside of him. I met him when I was 17 years old and had a kid by the time I was 18. So here I am at like 26 years old in my own apartment. I still don't even know who the I am or what my purpose on this earth is. I'm just here being a mom. Like, I'm really thinking the only thing that I contain or I am good at is being a mom. Like, and it's because also I'm the oldest of 5 kids. But like, I'm not even thinking like, oh my God, like, what are my favorite things to do? Like, I forgot that I used to like to rollerblade and jumping jacks and jumping rope and stuff like that. I forgot all about that, right? So for me, it was the practice of going back. What's up, Mahi? It was the practice of going back and like realizing like this relationship that was breaking, and I didn't realize that me moving into the apartment was me actually breaking up my relationship with him. But in that space, I was learning to live without him. I was learning to exist without him so that I could find me. Go ahead, baby. And as trying and traumatizing as that may be for some people to really like realize, like, hold on, you're losing this person to find you. You're not losing this person because God is like, you don't deserve a relationship, you don't deserve this. You're losing things because you have to get rid of something that reminds you of the past. Let's see, girl, my man that I was in a relationship, a long distance relationship with, dumped me last night. Shoot, I probably got dumped last night too, girl. Look, and I want to get on this because of my dream last night, but we're gonna go further. So in the space of me letting him go, right? In the space of me letting him go and like getting into my own little bag, I started making $1,000 a week doing hair. I was also still doing security, but it was a point where I manifested. I'm like, oh my God, doing security is getting away me doing hair. So eventually, like, I don't know why, my boss took me off the schedule magically, and I was doing hair and making more money doing hair than I was doing security magically. Everything was aligning as soon as he was not in my space, and I was just able to enjoy me and my son, and we were just manifesting off our energy. Like, my brother was there, so he was a part of the manifestations, I suppose, but like, it was just us 3, and we were solid. Everything was cool, and there was no issues, there's no stress. And this was about 7 years ago now. Let's fast forward to now. I lost everything in that apartment that I worked for. I'm talking about all my hair salon stuff that I worked for, that I paid my hard-earned cash for. This was no longer COVID money. This was all me. This is all just me, right? So I'm looking like, fuck. Like, I had to move back into my mom's house because she asked me to. She said, you can move here. Now, I'm sitting here getting mad at my mom and my brother. Like, why would y'all make me move out of my apartment? I was independent. I was living in my own space. Why would y'all take me away? But now I'm looking back and I'm like, he was heavily ingrained in that neighborhood. He had came into that neighborhood and made his mark and made it clear that he wanted those people to keep me at a level where he could always reach me at. No matter how high I would go spiritually, I get knocked back down because he needed to be able to access me. So I didn't even understand how big my spirit was or what my goal. Like, I didn't know nothing about myself, even while I was alone in that apartment building. And then they started even attacking my son. Like, okay, well, like it came to a point where my son wouldn't even wake up till 3 o'clock. He'd be so passed out because there was so much like spiritual warfare. Because I didn't even know about spiritual warfare until I moved there. So it's like all these people from all these different directions swinging things through my house. Like it was like essentially like, go ahead, baby, go ahead. All right. So it became a point where I had to take accountability upon myself and say, okay, I can't do this no more, and be okay with the fact that I had to let everything go. Because even after that, I wanted to keep my furniture so bad. I'm like, I'm trying to pay the public storage to keep my stuff, and I don't understand. Like, oh my God, all my clothes, my favorite outfits, my favorite leather jacket. I just bought a bunch of stuff from Fashion Nova, my favorite shoes, boots, things just gone. And I'm just like, what the fuck? My bed, my mattress. I just got the mattress around Christmas. After losing my kid, I had a miscarriage and an ectopic pregnancy. I'd lost so much. And I couldn't understand why. I was so sad. But like, I'm now in the space of getting it all back, and I'm realizing why. Because it's like everything was attached to him. When I was pregnant with that kid, I went to his mom's Thanksgiving event, and I think they knew I was pregnant. So I feel like something, like they had something to do with that. Like, I don't know, somebody had something to do with me losing that baby. It didn't feel like it was a natural loss, because it felt like it was a miscarriage. Then it felt like, how do you go from I'm having a miscarriage to now my hormones are still going up? Like, I thought y'all said I miscarried the baby. Why are my hormones still going up? Come to find out the baby's actually in my ectopic. Like, y'all didn't see that? Like, y'all didn't sonogram that and see that? So now I'm missing a fallopian tube, and it's just like, they wanted to take away the womb power, because when the womb is balanced and the womb is full, the womb is strong. It's like taking away one of the legs on your tripod. When you take it away, you now have a weak spot. And it's funny because everything that became a weak spot was always on my right side. This pinky that broke, right side. The fallopian tube that was removed, right side. And guess what's your right side? Your masculine energy. When your masculine locks in with you, they take over the right side of your body, the right side of you. Hence why you see this side right here is me, but this side over here looks different. Because it's two different people living in one house. Right? So when you lose everything on this journey of evolving, don't look at it like, oh my God, I lost all my stuff, God hates me. It's like, no, God needs you to lose all of that so that you leave all those memories right where they lay at, and you make something new for yourself. You make something solid for yourself, and you're able to go past that. God is like, I don't want you to look at that bed and be like, I slept with him on that bed. God is like, I don't want you to look at that jacket and be like, oh, we went on our first date when I had that jacket on. God wanted you. He put all that stuff in a box, and he said, yeah, we gonna make sure she lose all this shit. I cooked. I was on the phone cooking with him when I was using that pot. Oh my God, the way that the spatula sounds when I would go. I remember that every single time I picked up a jail call. Like, God is like, no, you need to eliminate those memories immediately. I need you to move into the next chapter of your life. You deserve to be loved by somebody who genuinely has a peaceful, kind, caring heart and will protect the fuck out of you. Like, will do anything by any means for you and be a very kind person for you. You don't need someone who for 10 years had the opportunity to pour into you, do right by you, and then decided to have a kid on you. And then when he had the opportunity to be alone with you, spiritually went behind the scenes and tried to slaughter you in the spiritual realm. Like, I could see through my third eye when he was like sitting in the house, something just didn't feel right. And so he left with my son, and I started to smoke, and I just started looking around. Like, the neighborhood started feeling like death out of nowhere. It's like, I felt like every single apartment unit was like caskets and coffins. And I'm like, why am I thinking like this? Where did these thoughts even come from? Oh my God. And then I like kept imagining someone's gonna break in my door. Like, I kept feeling like someone was breaking in my door and was about to come like rob me or like hurt me or murder me. And I'm like, why am I thinking like this? I don't even think like this. And then I saw through my third eye when I saw in that purple and blue world that's a brotherhood. I don't know which one it is, but this particular brotherhood, they see with the eyeball above and it's like purple and blue. I'm staying out of that realm. I've been there before. It's the higher realms, but I'm gonna stay out of there for right now until I know who I'm going with. Excuse me. So I'm seeing it with my third eye, and that color, like, it's him and his cousin running in my house and like pretty much stabbing me up, shooting me up, and robbing my house. And it was weird because his cousin was sitting outside and he was sitting inside the house. So I'm like, are they getting the layout of my house? Like they downloading the layout of my apartment into their system, essentially. The constructs of his mind and how his mind works. Because you do realize whoever you're in a relationship with as a woman, you are a part of their logistic system. So whatever they're mentally going through, however they mentally view the world, is what you then abide by. Like, if they believe that the law should be very strict on women, you're going to be around a man. Like, that's what you're going to be in. But if they believe that my woman should be able to have female friends, she should be able to feel beautiful, like, that's how you're going to feel and look. So you have to pick your partner wisely, because God will see that you haven't chosen the right partner. He will strip you of everything. Not because he's punishing you, but because he needs you to forget everything attached to that old life. It needs to be forgotten. It needs to be reprogrammed, rerouted, redone. Get that shit out of my daughter. God is like, daughter, hey, daughter, hey. Knocking on your front door, hey. You let the wrong person in this house. We gotta go. We gotta burn this thing down. Like, literally, after I moved out of my apartment, y'all, literally a fire broke out like in less than a week. My whole entire apartment, like my next door neighbor's apartment, caught on fire, and the fire probably went into my apartment. A fire broke out in there, and it was big. Like, they were sending videos to my son. It was a big fire. I'm telling you, God was like, this shit, everything about the energy that was in here got to go, eliminated. So then moving forward, I'm living at my mom's house and it's on the news or seeing them. It's like, dang, did death just miss me? Or is God trying to say if I stayed in that relationship, it would have been death to me? Excuse me. Even speaking about it, let me show y'all something. The average person probably wouldn't show y'all this, but I'm going to show y'all this because this is happening to me during the stay in the relationship. I want y'all to look at the veins in my arm. Can y'all see that? I'm actually gonna let me pull up right here. Look at the veins in my arm. Can y'all see that? Y'all see that? They're going inward. They're depressing down. The veins in my arm are going down. They're not pumping up with volume and blood and energy. It's like the energy's not circulating through my heart. That's how draining the relationship has been. I had to realize last night, my friend took me to his neighborhood where his friends hang out at. And I kept second guessing. I'm like, bro, I feel like he's taking me here because he's trying to set me up. And I start feeling these choking sensations. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I start panicking. Because I really was feeling these things. I start feeling like I couldn't breathe, like I couldn't burp. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I don't know if it was a matter of, because what it seems like is, it was a matter of, this man is hurting people. He needs to be stopped. Spiritually, physically, and emotionally. He needs to be stopped because he's doing too much. Now, I don't know if that's his karma or if it's the guy that I was with. So, again, you lose everything, ladies, not to just go ahead and find another man to shack up with and run into his house and like, okay, I'm dating. Because I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was single for a very long time. When my baby father had got locked up, I was already single. I stayed single for the most part while I was in my apartment. I probably dated like 5 different dudes while I was there. But got into a serious relationship again, still hadn't done it. I left there. Somebody who I knew for 10 years tried to date me. And that was the person who pretty much removed all of my hair salon stuff out of my custody. Like, took all my stuff and was like, yeah, you're not getting it back because you ain't paying me boo for it. I'm like, I got into a car accident and you thought we were pregnant. Like, if this is how you're going to treat me and you thought I was pregnant, I need to go the other way for sure. And it's a spiritual thing. It was a lesson that I was supposed to learn the first time I got pregnant with my son. First time I got pregnant ever. You over here acting unsure and like you don't know what you want to do. It's a sign to me of like, nah, I don't even want to have sex with you no more. Forget protected sex because you're just not ready. I don't even want to have sex with you no more because you're not even thinking about a potential future. You're not even thinking like, oh, if it happens, it's a blessing. You're just thinking about straight up, no, nah, we're not even having sex anymore. Okay? Moving forward, I'm thinking maybe this person's supposed to help bring me into the future because every single time I try to break up with this particular person I've been dating lately, my clock will go back an hour. It'll start to rain, pour, sleet, hail, snow outside. And it'll stay like that until we get back in each other's presence. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's good for me, right? Because I'm like, okay, so how does that affect the rest of my life? Because I'm hearing that maybe a kingdom spouse requires you to like leave your whole life behind. And I'm not really set on the idea of like potentially leaving my son behind. Because this gets very spiritual. It's not just a physical thing. How do I know when I've moved on from heartbreak? Girl, I can't tell you because but that's what we talking about right now. Oh, it's a guy. I'm sorry, I said girl, my bad. But like, it's the point where I started to realize like, I don't know. I think it just clicked in me like yesterday, this morning. It's like even when I got over heartbreak when I was in my apartment. At that point when I was like, oh, she came to save me. She came to remove this energy out of my life. Like she came to keep him busy so that he could get off my back, so that I could get away and reach my destiny. That's why she came. I can't get mad at her for getting pregnant by him because at the end of the day, he had unprotected sex with her. She might have known who I was. Either way, he had unprotected sex with her too. And not only that, he has a tool that he put in there that he let bust. It's like taking a gun and shooting somebody and expecting like, oh, somebody got shot. Oh, so would that mean you had to go to jail, right? Oh, I nutted in someone without protection. She's pregnant. Oh, so you about to be a dad, right? And the person, they lied to me. They lied to me. Lie. I can't stand a liar. In my face, flirting with me every single day. I find out from the young niece. It hurt my heart so bad when it happened. I found out from the young niece, yeah, I can't. I'm gonna start getting paid like $100 every single time I babysit Uncle Emmanuel's new baby. I said, what the fuck did you just say? Have you mind? I heard this on New Year's, the day before New Year's Eve. God was not gonna let me go into the next year. This is right before COVID happened. He was not going to let me go into the next year without knowing what the fuck was going on. Do you understand? That's how spiritually protected I am. God wasn't going to let me go into the next year without knowing what the fuck was going on. He said, oh baby, no. We not even going to do it like that. Nah. You're going to know. You're gonna know what the fuck's been going on behind your back. Okay? Excuse me. Be well educated on what's going on when you're not paying attention, or when you were sleeping or spending time with yourself. So when this baby came into the picture, I was just like, oh, this was my ticket out. It was a chance for him to raise a baby too, because he was gone the majority of my son's infancy. He wasn't gone until my son was 9 months. So he was with that baby up until the baby was 9 months. So God works in mysterious ways, and it's like it took him back it took him back. It was like a time capsule to take him back so that he could do something that he didn't get the chance to do, which was bond with a son of his. And understand how precious that was. Understand certain aspects of parenthood. And I feel like because he was in prison, he didn't really have that connection to my son like he was supposed to have. So he kind of like favors his other son more. But this how fucked up the universe can be. Sorry about the verbs, right? But this how fucked up the universe can be. The universe says, oh, that's how you doing it? We're going to lock you up again. He got locked up for 5 years. He's been in there for 5 years, about to be 6 years. And guess what God did? And I'm not rubbing this in nobody's face, but God ended up making that woman that he cheated on me with or moved on with and lied about her being pregnant and was rubbing all over me and loving on me, walking in my house, kissing me in my mouth, probably doing whatever, who knows what with that woman. God made her move on to have another baby. She just had a daughter recently. And again, I'm not spreading my business through these streets, but God works in mysterious ways where he's like, I got to protect your heart. And then I also got to give people their same karma. And they ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. The fact that I moved on and all of that, it had nothing to do with what God had intended for him to experience. So him trying to latch onto my energy and make me feel whatever it is that he's feeling while he's in there, like continuously like latching onto me and my son's energy, like, boy, the way that my root chakra be so achy because he just be trying to connect. And it's like, dude, let go. Like, you let go of us before. I think it should be pretty easy to do it now. You forgot that you let me go. You said fuck around and find out and go get a new wife. She better than you and you ain't got shit in your apartment. You ain't stunting shit. Woody, 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 woo. Blade, 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 blade. God was like, oh, 17 years. Not the usual 1 year and 5 months and then you come home after a little 18, 24-month bid. No, God said 17 years. Sit your ass down and think about what you did to that woman at 17. All you had to do was mature and get a job. Rich and Divine Risings. All you had to do was mature and get a job. That's it. That's it. "17 years. And the lady that you left her for, she's going to leave you too. And have a beautiful baby. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I saw her TikTok by accident. Okay, it wasn't by accident. It kept popping up. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Why her TikTok keep popping up? I'm just going to look. Her apartment is beautiful. I'm talking about all white countertops. Like what she lived in with my ex. It was a condo, I think, but it was like a little rinky-dinky. Kind of, you smell like the cat pee in the hallway. You could smell it smelled like shit was coming through the walls for some odd reason. It just gave a funky smell in there. A little roachy here and there, a little mousy there. God said, I'm going to bless you for leaving him behind, baby girl, and living righteously. Because I gave her all my hair salon stuff, and I said, go ahead, do your thing. She went and she bossed up and got even better stuff. Her stuff now is all white with gold. Okay? All white with gold on it. Her apartment is beautiful. And God's finally blessing me with a brand new apartment. It took me some time. But I had to learn also what she was going through to understand her perspective in a relationship before I judged her. Because I used to always say, like, I didn't have no animosity against her, but it's like, how could you, like, you knew who I was, and I used to, feel some kind of way, but I had to go through the experience of what she actually went through, which was with the last dude I talked to. Men will tell you, oh, I'm not in a relationship no more. That bitch ain't shit to me. I ain't stunting her. I ain't fucking with her. She a dirty bitch. She don't even know how to fuck right. She bald-headed. She this. She don't know how to make money. She this, she that, blah, 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 blah. She's a bum-ass bitch. She ain't even lit. I never even wanted to be with her. And I'm like, that's probably what my baby father was saying about me. So you know what I did in this relationship? When I first started talking to him, even though we had already slept together, I said, you're supposed to go back to your baby mother, right? And at first she was like, boy, ew, bye, are you stupid? Like, don't ever even play like that with me. But eventually her guard was broken down. I don't know what did it, but eventually she started to let him back into her life. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because she had called, or they was on the phone, and she was like, yeah, I'm his lady, or I'm his woman. I was like, ah, have you mind? I'm literally, he's in my car and I'm driving him home. I think this was on Mother's Day. And I'm driving him home on Mother's Day. And the craziest shit about that is, as I'm doing that, driving him home on Mother's Day, he gives her a whole bouquet of flowers. Doesn't even take one flower out the bouquet for me. My baby father calls me and like tries to make it up to me. But I remember one time my baby father told me, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. So Mother's Day was already traumatizing and triggering for me. Even my sister was like, yeah, sometimes you need to be institutionalized. Like, I had so much horrendous shit that was said to me on Mother's Day. A day where I'm supposed to be getting honored for the fact that I am in fact a mother, and I've been trying to protect my seed since the day he came out and I understood how to fight spiritual. The man I was boning couldn't even give me one flower out of the bouquet he gave his baby mother. Was in the house with her for all, Lord knows how long he was in there with her. I was just sitting outside, and I started thinking back to when my baby father would come to my house and drop off my son. How he would be sitting in my house, grabbing on my ass, kissing me, making like, come on, man, let's make this connection work. Come on, man, let's make it work. You know, woo, woo, woo. It ain't gotta be like that. It ain't gotta do this. It ain't gotta do that. And he started having some je ne sais quoi. Like I said, he started throwing that energy. I realize now, based on what I know about myself and how I connected to this new guy, he was throwing me her energy, her womanly sexual essence, where she had cultivated her sexual energy and turned it into her mood, her vibe. He was feeding me her energy to try to get me to get back into good graces with him. And I'm looking back at the relationship now, and I'm looking forward now, and what I'm going through now with the current guy. This current guy, every 5 seconds, come on, you know, let me nut at you. I need you pregnant with my kid. I need you pregnant with me, and pregnant. I had to see it, like Erykah Badu said, from the other side of the game. Yeah, of course, it's always about growth. It's growth. It's like, oh, I just had to see this from the other side. So when I learned, like, again, when you're evolving into a starseed and you start to lose everything, guys, it's not because God is punishing you. God needs you to lose all those memories. God needs you to lose that favorite towel that he used to wipe your coochie off with after he would nut in you. God needs you to lose those sheets that you remember grabbing when he would pound that thing from behind. And I don't mean to make this sexual, right? But a lot of a lot of trauma, we hold it in our hips, and it's always related to sexual energy. Because sexual energy has a way of imprinting itself on your uterus, especially us as women, our wombs, on our organs. That's when you start to see people get tribal tattoos, just so like whatever that pain you start to feel in your body, that those energetic connections that start to feel like they pulling you like this on the side, they turn that into pain, turning into power. So again, people's energy signatures get stored inside. It's like you're a computer, and energy is being stored inside of your software. So when you start to lose things that, like I see that, like for instance, I see this crystal right here. I remember with this crystal, I remember it was a dude who was down in NOLA who was white. He was like, yeah, if you having bad dreams, use labradorite. It makes me think about dragon tails, right? And then this one I got from a girl in DC. Her name was Mo. I remember how her and her twin sister also modeled for the same guy as me. She called herself Luna. She wanted to meditate. We had so much stuff in common. So it's like, God will let you keep certain stuff that was good, but stuff that completely reminds you of like when that man used to, or the outfit you used to wear every time, like he would give you a compliment, or them shoes you used to wear, or the shoes you wore when you first met him, the outfit you had on when you first met him, the tools you used to use to service all his friends. God will make you lose everything so you can start all over again. All over again. He wants you to start over again. He wants you to start over again. He does not want you stuck in that time frame. Now, I don't understand why God made me see this from the other side, because, I have a kid with a dude who was going through the same thing as my baby daddy. Like, but it's funny because I remember this happened with my mother as well. The dude she was dating ended up with somebody else, having a kid on her, and then coming back to her, and they had my little sister, and he ended up going back with the lady. The lady, she facetiously had a son first and named him a JR, because both my brothers were my brothers and fathers. My brothers and fathers, his first sons were not JRs, right? They were not JRs. So when this lady had a baby, she facetiously named her kid a JR. So then my mom, to get back, named my little sister Teddy as well, as a JR as well. We all go through it. Doesn't matter how old you get. You go through these healing stages and these things where you learn who the fuck you're dealing with. Right? You learn who you're dealing with. You learn who to not have around you in your circle. You learn who is good for your energy and who's bad. And I can't hold y'all. Realizing I'm going through the exact same shit as my mom, that she was trying to, and that's why she was so strict on me. She's trying to protect me from it. Truth lies with choice. We choose to live in transition. See, in my transitions or whatever the fuck I'm going through, because I don't even know, like, are we transitioning to another life, another vibration? Are we going to die? I don't fucking know. I'll explain my dream in a little bit, but maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to talk about dreams when it comes to being a starseed. Yeah, I'll wait till tomorrow. It's too much for today. So, again, all jokes aside, I find it hilarious because it's like, if I do end up having a kid with this guy, right? What is that going to teach me? What exactly is that going to teach me? So I'm going to use this time to figure out whether or not God is going to put that on me again. If I'm going to have to learn the lesson physically by having the kid. Because I figured it out mentally. I see it. I saw it. I can see it, God. Is he going to put me through having a baby? Because the last time a guy tried to do this to me, I had a miscarriage and an ectopic pregnancy. It was like, you ain't got to go through that. You already know what's going on here. But this time, I'm having compassion for the guy, but I'm like, I think men be really running from their transition. And it goes both ways. Nobody's perfect, right? But it's like, the beauty is you can be in transition and still have a baby. So then it makes you really think about the magic of the world, and it brings you back into the space, like, especially as a woman who's able to hold this pregnancy, you start to really think about the manifestations of the world in a completely different way. I'm like, hold on. If you got shot 9 times and you still here, 50 Cent, if you got shot in your leg and your jugular and you still here, baby daddy, if you, I don't know what happened to you, but if you, and you still here, then why is everybody so afraid of death? You lose everything to help you prove to yourself that you are, in fact, who you think you are. or probably even better than what you think you are, to be honest. You'll lose everything to remind you that you are way bigger than what you think. You are not defined by that relationship. You're not defined by that friendship. I'm sorry, I had an eyelash that was like in my eye. You're not defined by that relationship, by that friendship, by that job, by that cycle of being a parent. That doesn't define you. It doesn't define you. The place you work doesn't give you status over someone else, because if you don't have the spiritual ordination that somebody else has, then you can't do what they can do. But if you realize that you are spiritual, then you can do what they can do, then you end up acting a little different. You become a different vessel. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I am magical. God is real. Oh, I don't have to stay there for the rest of my life. Oh, I don't have to love that person like that. I can love myself instead. All the energy I'm putting into that person, I can put that into me. Get what I'm saying? You are what you eat, from your head to your feet. Choose healthy foods. People are foods. People are portals. Choose which one you want to live in. And choose wisely. And protect the people who live in your portals. Like, for instance, a silver car that just pulled up. It's like, ew. Why did you just... You gotta start flipping the script on people. Like, no. You can say no. You're allowed to say no. Once you figure out how to say no, you're allowed to say it. Excuse me. Okay? I'm learning how to protect myself better and better every single day. So I hope that you guys got something from this message. Just remember, when you lose everything, it's because you're about to put new stuff in there. You can't download new software in an old computer or a completely full RAM or, drive. If you don't have the space, you can't even update your phone. No matter how much you need to update, if you don't have enough storage room, you can't update your phone. So what that means, you need to let some stuff go so we can get more storage space. Okay? And start telling these people no. Say, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. I don't want that. That doesn't feel like good food for me. That's not good food for me. That's not going to work in my space. I'm sorry. The doors are not open for that. For that potentiality, no, I'm good. Okay? And when you begin to understand that no is a very powerful, hi, Black woman, yes, very much big on the high. Always somebody trying to ride your coattails that's short or getting small. But anywho, I love you guys. I gotta go and take my shower and get ready for work. So y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. And remember, here on this platform, you are heard, seen, and loved. Okay? I see you, I hear you, I love you. Now go have a beautiful, blessed day. Okay? Now I gotta go because somebody on some fuck shit trying to be on top of my head. Okay? So I appreciate those who see somebody's crown and don't try to tear it down. It's like, hey girl, hey. All right. I'm about to go take the shower and get ready to go back on a modern day slave ship. We too arise again. All right, y'all. Be blessed. Heard, seen, and loved. Remember, have peace, love, and hair grease and everything between these. Your tools in your body help you manifest your dreams. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Peace. I can't stand when somebody sit in your energy and just sit there and be like, come on, activate your coochie juice for me. No. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm good. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.